Okay, my apologies. We're running late this afternoon. I'm going to call the regular council land use meeting to order and start off immediately with B1.
Planning recommendations on number 1. Second.
All those in favor, opposed, carried.
Move planning recommendations on 2.
Second.
All those in favor, opposed, carried.
Move planning recommendations on 3.
Second.
All those in favor, opposed, carried.
Move planning recommendations on 4.
Second.
All those in favor, opposed, carried.
Move planning recommendations on 5.
Second.
All those in favor, opposed, carried.
Move planning recommendations on 6.
Second.
All those in favor, opposed, carried.
Move planning recommendations on 7.
Second.
All those in favor, opposed, carried.
Move planning recommendations on number 8.
Second.
All those in favor, opposed, carried.
Move planning recommendations on number 9.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Move planning recommendations on 10.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Also on 10 on the zoning, move first.
Second.
All those in favor, opposed, carried.
Move second.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Move public hearing be set for Monday, July 10th.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Move planning recommendations on number 11.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Move planning recommendations on 12.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Also on 12 on the zoning, move first.
Second.
All those in favor, opposed, carried.
Move second.
Second.
In favor, opposed,
Move
carried.
public
hearing be set for Monday, July 10th.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Move planning recommendations on number 13.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Move planning recommendations on 14.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Move planning recommendations on 15.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Move planning recommendations on number 16.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Move planning recommendations on number 17.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Move planning recommendations on 18.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Move planning recommendations on 19.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Move planning recommendations on 20.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Also on 20 on the zoning, move first.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Move second.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Move public hearing be set for Monday, July 10th.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Move planning recommendations on number 21.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Also on 21 on the zoning, move first.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Move second.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Move public hearing be set for Monday, July 10th.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Move planning recommendations on number 22.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Also on 22 on the zoning, move first.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Move second.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
And move public hearing be set for Monday, July 10th.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Madam Mayor, I'm going to move item number 2, the planning recommendations on 23, but I just wanted to get some clarity on some of the geotech issues, Madam Mayor.
Well, let's just see if we have a seconder. Is there a seconder for 23? Okay, it's on the floor. Councillor Gill. Oh, I'm sorry. I've got Councillor Villeneuve beat you to the Jeopardy button there.
Oh, no, you can go ahead. I just was putting my name in to chat to this. If Councillor Gill would like to ask the questions first, and then I will express my opinion.
I'm going to take you, Councillor Gill.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Madam Mayor, I just wanted to understand from staff, I do understand that this particular project is proposing a 2-lot subdivision. I just wanted to better understand the process that was utilized to do a peer review in terms of the geotech and the setbacks. I just really wanted to better understand what risks, if any, are apparent in terms of this site in the foreseeable future in the context of any slides.
Mr. Planner or Mr. Engineer? Who's going to respond to that? Mr. Engineer?
Madam Mayor, to Councillor Gill, there was a geotech report created by or drafted by Geo-Pacific. This was peer-reviewed and also confirmed by staff, the geotech. So there was a formal process confirming the findings of the geotech study.
Thank you.
Okay, Councillor Hayne.
Thanks, Madam Mayor. Councillor Villeneuve was ahead of me. Okay. I've actually gone out to see this particular this site, and while I'm certainly no geotech engineer and have to go by the reports that they provide in terms of the safety, It is a very eco-sensitive area with the riparian area there and the slope, and I listened to the concerns of the local residents, and it's my understanding that a two-lot split could be obtained by putting a second house sited on Marine Drive as opposed to splitting the lot and putting the house much further down in sort of a panhandle. So I won't be supporting this application.
Thanks, Councillor. Councillor Villeneuve.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I concur with Councillor Hain, and I think we've all seen the video that the residents sent of exactly what the bank looks like. I just want to ask our engineer. We had met after residents came forward with the video, and I met with them, and I met with the head of our engineering department, and you were going to send staff out to take a look at the site again. Do you know whether that occurred through you to Mr. Smith?
Councillor Villeneuve, through the Mayor. Our staff, after discussion with the Planning Department on the 2 geotechnical reports that were presented, did not make a visit to the site, unfortunately. In the past, we had been in the area because of slides along 13th Avenue, but did not investigate this particular one.
Okay. Well, I think that's too bad in some respects, and I think I would have appreciated if staff would have looked at it again, considering the concern by the neighborhood and people that have lived in that area. And I've been actually dealing with this file for almost a couple of years on the application, because it's actually an interesting application in the fact that the proposal is actually on a site of the lot, which I think is a couple of acres, possibly 5 acres. I'm not sure what the size of the socket, but it's on the way far end of the lot where there has been fill deposited. So the project is actually going to be built on an illegally filled part of the site. And it was in stream before our application of the new stream side protection. So we're actually looking at giving it that leeway because it was an in-stream application. But I just want to point out that the city in 1999 spent $735,000 upgrading and improving this property to try to avoid any more creek erosion. 2001, there was $244,000 spent to finish the project and to minimize the damage to public and private properties. In 2017, there was $77,000 spent, and the video was shown actually after that money was spent on that site to try and protect Knudsen Creek, which I think that we've all had a concern about in the past. And I understand from the residents that the BNSF has been monitoring this area and has explained that the railway holds the city liable for slides from the hillside. So I think that we have a responsibility. I believe that there's 6 trees on site, and I think the report said 4 were going to be removed, but these are substantial trees whose root base has been holding the soil. Now, I know that the studies have been done by the experts, but I've certainly have seen projects when there's been expert study done before, and we have had difficulties, so they aren't the end-all and be-all, in my opinion. So I am not going to be supporting this project. I think the applicant, if it wants another lot, can subdivide off of Marine Drive, and that this property should retain the root base that's holding the slides at this time from the banks. And we have continuing weather issues over the winters with the wet rain and slide erosion all the way from White Rock to Crescent Beach. So I don't think it's prudent of us to approve this project. So I won't be supporting the development variance so it can go forward.
Councillor LaFranc.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. I don't have much to add to what Councillor Villeneuve and Councillor Hain have added, but I would say, given that there's other opportunities to subdivide this property and given the sensitive nature of the creek, I think it makes sense to not approve this land use, so I'm going to not be supporting it.
Councillor Starchuk.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Maybe a question to staff. We've read a couple of reports that have come our way with regards to the fill that's on the site and whether or not it was legally placed or illegally placed. It would seem to be, though, after the time frame of the 2015 geotechnical study that was there. So can we put a reference as to what's planning on being built there now as reference to the geotech study that was done and the fill, how that works out?
Who's going to take that question?
Madam Mayor, to Councillor Starchuk, we'll have to look into that and bring that information back. We don't have that for you tonight.
Okay, a secondary then to that, then it becomes very difficult to support something when if there was or was not a proper permitting process to put fill that was on the property. And secondly, with regards to the plan and layout, Councillor Villeneuve, pointed out that when the trees get removed, if we don't know how that root system falls into play with the study or the report that was done there from the geotechs, it makes it a little bit hard to put it forward as well.
Madam Mayor,
yes.
Sorry. If I may add, the applicant's consultants are here to speak. Perhaps they can answer the question that Councillor Starchuk had.
We'll go through my councillors' rotation. Councillor Woods.
Thank you very much, Madam Mayor. Because of the improvements to the creek and because of the tree situation, that's a terribly, or in my view, a very sensitive area, and I'm not going to be supporting this application. I have nothing more to add other than what
Thank you, Councillor. Is it the wish of Council to hear from the applicants or the applicant's representative, since this looks like it's headed to denial? The applicant's representative here.
Good afternoon, Mike Heller, Coastland Engineering. Today I have the DeVis family with me and Warren Appleton, the environmental consultant. Unfortunately, the geotechnical consultant was away on vacation, didn't have time to make it to today's meeting. They have lived on the property and have owned the property for over 40 years. We're not aware of any fill ever being placed on this property. In fact, the test holes that we did through the geotechnical study showed no fill placed whatsoever. There may be some bad information from residents going along, but we're not aware of any fill ever being placed there. As far as trees are concerned, yeah, we are removing a couple of trees that are on the slope. We're not cutting, we're cutting the trees, we're leaving the stumps in place. The other trees are far enough away from the top of bank up towards the west side of the property line. That's where the other 3 or 4 trees are coming down.
Perhaps you could answer the question, I think, that is on everyone's mind of why the second property or why the second house could not be built closer to Marine Drive.
Currently, there's a house on the front of the property centered. It would mean that that house would have to come down to make way for a 2-lot subdivision. There's value in the structure today. It's the family home. They wish to keep the house there.
Any other questions, councillors? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's on the floor, councillors. I'm going to call the question. All those in favor? In opposition? That fails. Thank you. 24. No, 24. C1. Is this a matter that could be referred back to council, referred back to staff, rather? I would ask for it.
Referral back to staff.
Thank you.
Report number 1.
Thank you. All those in favor of referral? Thank you. Opposed? Any opposed? Thank you. And we'll expect to hear back, and we'll make some other arrangements in talking to the ministry. Thank you.
Madam Mayor, move planning recommendations on C2.
Second.
All those in favor? Councillor Starchuk on C2? Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Inside of the planning report on the Appendix 3 with the change in the lots, my math shows that there are 46 tandem parking spaces, which would make it in excess of 50%.
Mr. Planner. Does this now exceed the city's tandem parking?
Madam Mayor, to Councillor Starchuk, staff had not been aware that any variances were proposed for the tandem parking. We will have to look into that, or perhaps the applicant could confirm that tonight.
I think we'll just go with it's too much tandem parking. Councillor Woods?
Yes, Madam Mayor, I won't be supporting this. The reason is that I did not support the initial application. I think it's too much density. Now we've even got more density. Thank you.
Thanks, Councillor. Councillor LaFranc.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. This one as well shows increased density from the last rezoning, but doesn't show increased amenity space, indoor amenity space. And I just think that the stress in that neighborhood is too great. I don't support the increased density without increased amenity space. So I won't be supporting this application.
Thanks, Councillor. I will call the question. Is on the floor? Sorry, I lost track.
Yes, it is.
Is it on the floor? Okay, call the question. All those in favor? Oh, opposed?
Opposed.
Opposed. How many is that?
5 opposed.
Opposed.
Opposed? 2.
Opposed.
Opposed, opposed. That fails. Yeah. So that needs to go back for units, numbers, and amenity space, and tandem parking.
I'll move the referral back. Can we do that? I'll move the referral back to address the issues.
It will be automatically. No, we'll take a referral motion then.
I'll move the
No,
application.
don't need a
referred
referral
back
motion.
to address the issues of council.
Madam Mayor, if council defeated, then it should really do the referral prior to the defeat,
Okay.
or else then it's defeated.
I'll bring the last motion of defeat back to the floor of council.
Thank you. We should have done referral.
Yes. Is there a
Okay.
seconder to bringing it back?
All those in favor, opposed, carried. Motion to refer.
Now I'll move that we refer it to address the issues brought forward by council.
All those in favor, opposed, carried. Okay, now we're on to 2. We're on to
We're on to
bylaws and permits.
so-
Let's see if we can get through this.
Second.
All those in favor, opposed, carried.
On 2, move that the mayor and clerk be authorized to execute DVP 7915036300.
Second.
All those in favor, opposed, carried.
Also on 1, move that the mayor and clerk be authorized to execute DP 7915036300.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Move final adoption on 2.
Second.
All those in favor, opposed, carried.
Move final adoption on the second zoning bylaw.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Also on 2, move that the mayor and clerk be authorized to execute DVP 7915034700.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Move final adoption on 3.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Also on 3, on the second zoning, move final adoption.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Also on 3, move that the mayor and clerk be authorized to execute DP 7916008500.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
On 4, move the council's request to amend the East Newton North Neighborhood Concept Plan to redesignate site from transitional suburban to urban residential.
Second.
All those in favor, opposed,
Move
carried.
final adoption on 4.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Also on 4, move that the mayor and clerk be authorized to execute DVP 7915000900.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
On 5, move the council's request to rescind third reading of bylaw number 18460 granted by resolution R15-1100 at the June 15, 20 regular council meeting, public hearing meeting.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Council's request, move that council's request to amend section F of the bylaw 18460 by adding the subsection F3, notwithstanding section F1 of this zone, columns may encroach into south front yard setback.
Second.
All those in favor, opposed, carried.
Move third reading as amended.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Final adoption 5.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Finally, on 5, move that the mayor and clerk be authorized to execute DP 7914005700.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
On 6, move that the mayor and clerk be authorized to execute DP 7916071400.
Second.
In favor, opposed,
On
carried.
7, move that council's request to close application 7909018800.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
On section I1.
Land use.
Yeah, land use.
Term.
Move the notes be received.
All those in favor, opposed, carried.
Move third reading on 2.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Move final adoption on 2.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
On land use contract termination 470, move third.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Move final adoption.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Move third reading on the Surrey land use contract number 81.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Move final adoption.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Move third reading on the Surrey land use contract 149.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Move final adoption.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Move third reading on Surrey land use contract 300.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Move final adoption.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Move third reading on land use contract number 260.
Second.
In favor, opposed,
Move
carried.
final adoption.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Move land use contract number 326, third reading.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Move final adoption.
Second.
In favor, opposed,
Move
carried.
third reading on land use contract number 23.
Second.
In favor, opposed,
Move
carried.
final adoption.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Move third reading on land use contract number 461.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Move final adoption.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Move third reading on land use contract number 494.
Second.
In favor, opposed,
Move
carried.
final adoption.
Second.
In favor, opposed,
Move
carried.
third reading on land use contract number 515.
Second.
In favor, opposed,
Move
carried.
final adoption.
Second.
In favor, opposed,
Move
carried.
third reading on land use contract termination 568.
Second.
In favor, opposed,
Move final
carried.
adoption.
Second.
In favor, opposed,
Move
carried.
third reading on land use contract 452 termination.
Second.
In favor, opposed,
Move
carried.
final adoption.
Second.
In favor, opposed,
Move
carried.
third reading on land use contract number 111 termination.
Second.
In favor, opposed,
Move
carried. In
final adoption.
Second.
favor, opposed, carried.
Move third reading on land use contract 383 termination.
Second.
In favor, opposed,
Move
carried.
final adoption.
Second.
In favor, opposed,
Move
carried.
third reading on land use contract 527 termination.
Second.
In favor, opposed,
Move
carried.
final adoption.
Second.
In favor, opposed,
Move
carried.
third reading on land use termination 105.
Second.
In favor, opposed,
Move
carried.
final adoption.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Move third reading on land use termination 124.
Second.
In favor, opposed,
Move
carried.
final.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Move third reading on land use termination 392.
Second.
In favor, opposed,
Move
carried.
final adoption.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried.
Move third reading on land use termination 27.
Second.
In favor, opposed,
Move
carried.
final adoption.
Second.
In favor, opposed, carried. Is there any other business? Just before we go to the public hearing next time for all of those school portables that are now necessary given the recent Supreme Court decision, I wonder if we could have some understanding at the public hearing what the traffic pattern will look like for the people who are doing drop-off and pick-up, as well as some leniency in terms of ticketing, because I think for this next school year, while we're absorbing the effect of the Supreme Court decision, we're going to have some issues around those schools. Could we look at that as well? Motion to adjourn? All those in favor? Opposed? Carried.